Marking International Anti-Corruption Day, this time under the Government of National Unity. Over the 2 days, the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council, the South African government, the private sector and civil society organizations are gathered under one roof to deliberate on how the war against corruption can be won. Efforts to professionalize the public service is also ongoing. Minister Buthelezi is confident that things will be different under the 7th Democratic Administration and that corruption will be rooted out. He says under the Government of National Unity, all political parties involved will hold each other accountable.
This 7th administration, there's one thing that is unique about it. First is that all of us collectively, we agree that we have derailed as a country. We appreciate all our challenges and we are taking a full responsibility collectively. Secondly, there is a strong political will to do things better. So as I said even before, that even if you've got that will from the political side combined with the administration, so we are able to navigate and get to a point where we are able to deal with these issues.
The chairperson of the Public Service Commission, Professor Somadoda Fikeni, says as the journey to professionalize all spheres of government continues, more effort is needed. He described corruption and lack of professionalism as a broad phenomenon which by their nature have different shapes and that has an impact on ordinary people.
When you don't listen to people but you plan for yourself, that's corruption. When people want something else, you go provide something else, that's corruption. When you always conscious about how the top executives, how the top public servants get into business classes, into first classes, into 5-star hotels and so forth, and you forget about ordinary people on the ground, that's corruption. Until we widen the scope to say, when you are obsessed with yourself and your self-comfort to the detriment of the others or ignoring the needs of the others, that's already corruption.
Also weighing in, the chairperson of the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council, Professor Firoz Kachalia, said these events should never just be seen as talk shops. He argues that prevention is better than cure, stating that arresting perpetrators is not the only solution. He called for South Africans to never tire from being active citizens.
It's very important for our people to understand that in the long term, the fight against corruption is going to depend on the involvement of our people. Without that, we won't succeed. This idea that all we have to do is put people in jail is not a solution. Of course, there has to be accountability. People who are violating the law, PRECA and POCA, those laws must be investigated and prosecuted. But the struggle against corruption also includes prevention.
On Tuesday, the National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council will release its midterm report and for the first time make it public. SABC News, Johannesburg.